stop people. Fear of loss. Fear of reputation and self-image damage. Fear of making a decision. For example, if a relationship fails, this doesn't mean that we're a failure. When we have fear, it simply means that we simply haven't decided to succeed no matter what. So the solution is rather simple. We must decide to go to healthy, realistic thinking. And it all begins with that decision. You see how important decision is? You have to give yourself permission to decide. Until you do that, you're going to be like the top cat. All things begin with that decision. Anybody know what this stands for? What? What's the first two words? What's false evidence?
The unknown.
It's not true.
Yep.
False evidence is not true. Why would you let something that's false dictate to your future? Think about it. We need to deal with this. Fear will rule your self-talk. It literally will make you immobilized. It'll immobilize your attitude. It'll immobilize your thinking. It'll affect your body language. And they say about 85% of our body language is communication. So that's going to affect your actions. Now, all of you are going to leave here today. You're going to be excited. You're going to want to move forward. You raise your hands. I've decided we're going to get in a boat. Scott's got a boat. Jeff just bought a boat. Anybody else got a boat? You get in that boat and you throw that throttle down, pedal to the metal. But if you haven't decided to deal with those and replace it with healthy thinking, it's like the rope tied to an anchor in the shoreline. You're going to churn and burn, and then we're going to be like that person up there that slowly stops and doesn't work. You have to decide to get over that. I remember a preacher said, okay, you're going to get up there, but you have, the first time I was asked to speak in front of church, well, I taught him, my tongue was going up and down, my nerves were doing, I was doing all this, I'd never done this before, and I heard this preacher say, you know, when you have a gift, all you can do is share it. It's up to them what they do with it, right? And if you're thinking inward and you're feeling all this stuff, he used the word selfish. That stuck with me. It changed my whole thinking. So the good news is we can choose and we can move forward. It's okay to have fear. The key is to learn to use it and turn it into an advantage. Every adversity has an equivalent or greater benefit. So when fear rears its ugly head, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every time it happens, it's going to be an educator to you. What are you going to choose to be like? This frog here, he decided to reach the top of the tree. And go to the top of the mountain, right? Okay? All frogs shouted, it's impossible, it's impossible. Still, the frog reaches to the top. How? Because he was deaf. And he thought everyone was encouraging him to reach to the top. So we need to be deaf to the negative thoughts if your aim is to reach your goal. Don't let fear immobilize you. And ask yourself, how can I turn it to my advantage? Again, every adversity has an equivalent or greater benefit. Listen for those things. I learned a long time ago to be a duck. Duck has feathers. When it rains, it pours, it rolls right off your back. I don't let the negatives and all that stuff stick to me. It doesn't change my focus of where I want to go. To give you a little bit of a feeling for this, there's a parable of the nobleman that's found in Scripture. It's from Luke. And I thought I would break this down and give you a feeling for, I think it could teach us something here. It's going to teach us how fear what it can do to us if we allow it. It's about a king. And the king had these 3 slaves, and he was getting ready to go on a journey, and he said to these slaves, I'm going to give you money. And each of them got an equal amount of money. And then he left. But he told them, when I come back, I want to know what you do with it. I want to know what you traded for. So what's the money? What's our money? Our money's our gift from Shackley, right? What's the trading? Dr. Shackley said do one thing. What's that?
See the people.
See the people, right?
Yes.
So, he goes on, he comes back, and the first slave comes up to him and says, Sir, here's your mina, has made 10 minas more. Now, if you don't know what a mina is, from the first century, it's about 60 shekels, and it's about $16.50 worth, okay? So, and the king said, and well done, good slave, because you've been faithful. What was that? He did the work. He showed up. Think about it. Do you do the work? Do you show up for your business every day? I'm not saying 40 hours a week and doing what Scott did and being that cat on the top, sitting in traffic, you know. But it's being consistent. And then he goes on and he says, in a very small matter. What's that? Consistent effort. And he says, you will have authority over 10 cities. What rank has 10 first levels?
Master. Master.
Ray?
Presidential master.
Louder?
Presidential master.
Presidential master. That was a huge thing that he did, right? All of you have the same exact opportunity. Now the second slave, he went on, and he says, Sir, here's your mina. There's 5 minas here. King goes, that's great. You are over 5 cities. What rank has 5 first levels?
Key coordinator.
Senior key, right?
Key.
Okay. Now, you both work the same, but Scott knows more people because of his profession and background than I do. So maybe he moved a little faster and he had a little better success, but this is not a race. It's not a competition. Don't ever, ever compare yourself to someone else. Use their talents to help you grow. Listen to the things that they've done. The third slave comes and he says, Sir, here's your mina. I put away it for safekeeping. What's that? Didn't do anything very good. Why? Exactly, bingo. He was afraid. Fear. It ruled his thinking, and it ruled his actions, and it ruled his attitude. And the king goes, why? The guy says, well, I was afraid of you because you're a severe man. You withdrew what you did not deposit and reap what you did not sow. All he had to do was share the products, and the law of averages would have taken care of itself, right? So the king went on and he said, okay, I will judge you by your own words. So be careful of your self-talk, because you will judge yourself every day. It's critical that you understand. Don't do the work. If you don't do the work, you won't or you can't succeed. And if your self-talk's keeping you from doing it, why bother? Dr. Shackley said, keep that which you give away. He didn't tell us to sell. He told us share it, right? The king and went on to say, why then didn't you put my money in the bank so that at least I could have collected some interest? God was thinking inside. He was fearful. He was afraid he was going to lose it, right? You see, you have this gift. Even if you're lousy at this business, even if you fail and fail and fail, you're going to learn and grow at every step that you do it. I was in a meeting, first business meeting I ever went to, was master coordinator talking, and some lady in the back said, how do you make so much money? He said, I failed 67% of the time. What'd you hear?
Failed.
He failed 67. You know what I heard?
Succeed 33%.
He had 33% success, right? I knew that no matter how bad I was and what I did, I was going to average 33% success. I couldn't fail in this business if I was consistently working and doing the effort. So he says in his tendency, he says, take the mina from him who didn't do anything with it and give it to the guy who's got 10. And the guy complains, he goes, why are you giving him 10? You already got 10, why are you giving him my meeting? And he says, I will tell you, everyone who has will be given more, but from one who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. If you don't do it, you're going to lose it. I know people that built coordinatorships and key coordinatorships and stopped doing it and lost it. And who did they hurt?
Themselves.
I mean, they say we're in 6 degrees for people that we know, but also by the time you're 19, you know 2,000 people. I mean, a lot of people didn't do it. Dr. Shackley said you must share your life with others, for the more you share with others, the more valuable your share will become. Did you say self?
No.
Life. When Shackley becomes a gift in your life, it becomes part of your makeup. And when your head and your heart are congruent, people will feel that body language, and like attracts like. And people want to be around people who want to do good. So, which cat do you want to be? Dr. Shackley said, what you think you look, what you think you do, what you think you are. What did he say?
What do you think?
What's the word?
Think.
I didn't hear it. Think. Until you apply that, understand that, and make it part of your makeup, there's going to be a challenge. So let's break it down. This is a leadership business and a relationship business. Ask yourself this: would you follow you? Tough question. Look in the mirror. And if you got a question about that, don't give up. You can work on it. This is the biggest thing. If you work on this, it'll change your whole future. You see, confidence is, fear basically is fueled by a lack of confidence. But confidence is liberating. It's easy to share when you're given a gift. Remember your body language? People buy you first. So it's critically important to have your heart and your head congruent. Confidence is built when you have understanding, and understanding what we have.